time for The Pet Show with America's favorite pet expert, Warren Eckstein. Warren is the author of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want and How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. He's here to answer all your pet and animal questions. And now, Warren Eckstein.
Hey, good morning, everyone, and welcome once again to The Pet Show. Is your basset acting a little bashful? Do your tabbies seem troubled? Are your pugs behaving like real thugs? Well, if you love animals, care about wildlife and the environment, and really, truly want to get into your dog or cat's head and understand their behavior almost as well as they understand yours, if you're confused about your dog or cat's behavior or just want to improve their lifestyle, and who doesn't, you know what to do. Stay tuned, because once again, right here, right now, it is time for The Pet Show, America's first and only real pet psychology, pet training, pet behavior, pet lifestyle, and pet love shows. If you have questions or comments about your dog, great time to give me a call. But right now, hop up on my couch, bring those furry little buddies with you, folks. You know it is time once again to let the animal analyzing begin. Hello, everybody. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show, the place where we absolutely, positively, no doubt about it, love, adore, and as I stress every single week, respect pets and animals as much as you do. By the way, you want to join me on the Evergrowing Pet Show family? You want to chat? Want to find out why your dogs are behaving a certain way? Or maybe your cat doesn't like your new boyfriend or the new cat that came in the house? Why your dog is jumping and digging? Why your cat is scratching and not using a litter box? Why your cat is waking you up in the middle of the night? Why you take your dog for a walk and he sees another dog and he schleps you right down the block? You get the idea. If you love animals and you want to understand your dogs and cats almost as well as they get you, great time to give me a call. By the way, just a reminder, if you're new to The Pet Show, welcome. If you're a regular listener, welcome. Everyone that calls into the show and actually gets to talk to me live on the air today will in fact be getting an absolutely fabulous gift. Don't get excited. It's not for you. It's for that beautiful dog or cat. And many of the items I give away worth as much as $25, $35, $40, or even $50. So if you have a question, if you have a comment about your dog, a question about their behavior, about your cat, you want to share a great story about an amazing dog or cat you adopted or rescued, I'd love to hear from you as well. It encourages other people to do the same thing. Or maybe you just want to brag a little bit about your dog or cat. Great time to give me a call. If you want to talk about your dog or cat in the heat and how they're facing it, great time to call me. The phone number here at The Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-KRLA. Or if you're a numbers person like me, that's 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away on this show as well today. Some really important topics coming up as well. 866-870-5752, the phone number. So what is coming up on today's show? I bet you want to know, don't you? Well, here's what's happening. Number one, to all, literally every single one of my cat guardians out there, listen to me. You have been duped. That's right, cat guardians have been duped. In fact, I believe, take this, Alex, because you're a cat person, I believe you guys have been brainwashed into thinking that cats are not as smart as dogs. Cats need better public relations. And I'm going to be their PR man coming up a little bit later. I'll explain it to you because I'm tired of cat guardians being duped and being told that their cats are not smart, their cats are not social, the cats don't understand love the same way dogs do, blah, 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 blah. So some cat people, why don't you call me and tell me how affectionate, how smart, how lovely your cats may be. I'd love to hear from you. And that may encourage someone to say, you know what? I'm going to run over to the shelter today and adopt myself a cat as well. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, the way to get to it. Also coming up on today's show, let's talk dogs. It's time to change the thinking of training your dogs from waiting for bad behavior to looking and focusing on good behaviors. It makes all the difference in the world. You know, so many people focus on their dogs when they're doing something wrong, And if that dog's just hanging out, watching TV, or just being a perfect dog, they don't do anything. They focus on the bad behavior. The dog's ultimately is going to say, you know what? If I want to get some attention here, I better pee on the floor or chew something for sure. We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later. Also, dogs, just like people, just like you, just like me, enjoy personal space. And when another dog steps into their personal space bubble uninvited, it can feel like the invasion of privacy. So if you have one of those dogs, we're going to talk about that, who doesn't deal well when other dogs kind of approach, and we'll explain all that coming up a little bit later. But as always, plenty of time for your questions and comments. Lots of great stuff to give away. So if your pet is jumping, chewing, scratching, confused about the litter box, not housebroken, doesn't get along with other dogs, and doesn't get along with some people, or your dog literally believes if he sees it, he's got to hump it, give me a call. 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. And the question of the day, guys, I'm living in Arizona now. It's been really, really warm here, like 116, 117 degrees. So I've been spending a lot of time in the air conditioning. And, it's interesting because Molly and Willie have been spending a lot of time with me as well. And I'm telling you, we have some of the most amazing conversations. You could not believe the conversations I have with my dogs, Molly and Willie. Now, some people may say, Warren, maybe it's time for you to go away for a while. Or Warren, maybe you're insane. What do you mean you have conversations, literally conversations with your dogs? So the question today is, do you share secrets, and do you have private conversations with your pets? For example, big political stuff going on. I don't know whether you're a Republican or Democrat, nor do I care. But do you have political conversations with your dogs or your cats, because they're the only ones that are not going to criticize you and let you give your opinion? So the question of the day is, do you tell secrets or have conversations with your pets? Give me a call. I'd love to hear from you. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. You want to check out the YouTube? We're on YouTube Live right now, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I'll take some questions on YouTube as well as they come in. But literally, it's kind of interesting because I am in Arizona. It is kind of warm. In fact, I just posted a picture on my Facebook page and my Instagram page. I was out for a little stroll, and I come across them every day, roadrunners. They're my favorite birds in the world. And man, are they quick. I might be out there jogging or walking, and they are amazing. So I posted this great picture. Beep, beep your... I'm not going to say it, Alex. Don't put your hand on that button. Beep, beep your... And it's just, I was looking for an anvil to fall. Acme, with the Acme Safe Company, used to drop the thing on all the time. Was it just a fond memory? But actually seeing these birds in the wild, if you've never seen one of these roadrunner birds, I mean, it's something to visualize. And I challenge any human being to try to outrun one of those. It's just absolutely incredible. Again, that number, 866-870-KRL. I want to hear from you guys in terms of have conversations with your dogs and your cats. I want to hear from you. And any other questions you may have on today's show. By the way, Hugs and Kisses are back in, so I'll be giving some Hugs and Kisses away on today's show. I'll be giving Lucy pet food, those amazing kitty lickies, and don't be left out, doggies, because now there are doggy lickies, so I'll be giving away some doggy lickies, some Lucy pet food, natural flea spray. I'm telling you, those T-shirts, I cannot keep them in stock. We just got a new bunch in. The T-shirts say, if you've not seen them, it says, "None of my friends walk upright," has a logo of the pet show on the back. And I got to tell you, once you put one of these T-shirts on and you walk down the street, you will get more people. What do you mean none of your friends walk upright? Just what I said. None of my friends walk upright. They all walk on all fours. So if you want to get one of those T-shirts, and by the way, those T-shirts do support my 501c Hugs and Kisses animalfund.org. So we'll talk about that. If you want to get one of those T-shirts, just go to my website, thepetshow.com, and we'll get one of those T-shirts out to you. I love the T-shirts. I wear it all the time. The community I'm in right now, there's kind of like a community like workout place, a gym, and I go there real early in the morning, like 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning, and people look at me like I'm absolutely crazy. What do you mean you like animals more than you like people? You want an honest answer? And they say, yeah. So absolutely, yeah, I do. I've never had an animal cheat on me. I've never had an animal borrow money and not pay me back. I've never had an animal fake that they like me and call me an SOB when I walked out of the room. Yeah, I do like animals better than people, so therefore none of my friends walk upright. I do have some friends that walk upright, but for the majority of my friends, do not walk upright. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number 866-870-5752. Great time to give me a call. Plenty of time for your calls. Lots of great stuff to give away. Also, I want to hear from you guys. How are you dealing with the heat and your pets? How are you doing? I know dogs don't want to stay outside as long, and nor should they. How are you guys dealing? I posted a picture this morning of a dog lying in it was kind of a blended shepherd breed, lying in a kiddie pool filled with ice. What are you doing to keep your dogs cool? Give me a call. Let me know. Again, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through. It's so funny to me. Now, I moved to Arizona, and in my backyard was crushed granite. And it was very difficult for Molly and Willie. It's pointy stuff. They don't like walking on it. Plus the fact that it gets really hot. But it was pretty. So I said to Denise, I got to change this. So just the other day, actually it's complete now and the dogs love it, I got rid of the granite and I put in artificial turf made specifically for dogs. What do I mean specifically for dogs? Well, it drains in the bottom. It's mesh in the bottom rather than just holes, number one. And number two, the type of turf that I bought from Molly and Willie, got to cost me more than my car. The turf that I bought from Molly and Willie actually stays 15 to 20 degrees cooler than the rest of the area. So now their feet will be nice and cool. They're having a ball back there on this artificial turf. So that's what you do for your pets. You want to make life as interesting, as much love as Molly and Willie give me. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for them. So I got rid of the granite, and in came the artificial turf for the dynamic duo. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Alex says I better take a break. When I come back, we're going to get to Penny in San Pedro. We'll get to Ed in Anaheim, Elise in Granada Hills, and Rose Marie in Huntington Beach. We'll get to all your calls. 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Come on, guys, admit it. You do tell your dogs and cats secrets. Your dogs and cats know who you're voting for, right? Your dogs and cats know what party you're with, right? I bet they do. But forget that. Do you literally have conversations? I do. I know that doesn't sound normal to people. But sometimes you just have to let things out. You just have to let things out. And you don't want to talk to another person about it because they always judge. Molly and Willie, whatever you say, Pop, we agree with you. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls here on The Pet Show. Back on The Pet Show, what's new, Pussycat? Well, I'll tell you what's new, Pussycat. I'm going to get right to the phones, Penny, Marsh, and Elise. Before I do that, one of the topics on today's show is that cat guardians like yourself have been duped for years. You've been brainwashed for years. You've been told that dogs are smarter, dogs are more affectionate. Come on, guys. How about some people bragging about their cats and telling me how wrong it is that cats can be just as affectionate, just as smart, just as nice, just as social as dogs? Where's my cat people out there? 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, and you call up to brag about your cat. Maybe I'll send some kitty lickies over. They'll even love you more than they already do. Let me go right to a phone call here. Let me go to my friend Penny, calling from San Pedro, or San Pedro. I never, in my New York accent. Is it San Pedro or San Pedro?
San Pedro.
San Pedro. Now I got it right. What can I do for you, Penny?
Well, I went to the SPCA and I got a Siberian Husky.
Well, congratulations.
She's 2 years old, and she's not housebroken, and I'm having the most difficult time having her not pee-pee or poo-poo on my floor.
Does she go outside as well? Penny? Did we lose Penny? Does she pee and poop outside as well? We must have lost Penny, huh, Alex? All right, well, Penny, if you're still listening on the air, follow me here carefully, okay? This is a 2-year-old dog, wound up at the shelter. Probably you're the 3rd or 4th home it had. People have tried everything to try to housebreak the dog and just totally confuse the dog to no limits. It's easy enough to housebreak a dog. If you have a healthy dog, every dog can pretty much be housebroken in 12 to 14 days. What you need to understand is pretty simple. Dogs and especially Huskies, because they're such fastidiously clean dogs, dogs. They hate to go where they hang out. Some people use crates. That's an option. I'm not a crate person. I would rather gate off a small area, maybe gate off the kitchen area. That's usually the best place because there's a door going outside into the yard, and at the same time the floor would be easier to clean up. So number one, what I would do is when you cannot watch this beautiful dog, and bless you for adopting him, if you can't watch him with a hawk eye, what I want you to do is I want you to confine him in that area. Now also, I don't, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Is he also peeing and pooping outside as well as inside?
Only pee-peeing outside. No poo-poo unless I walk her. When I walk her, she'll poo-poo outside.
Okay. What I want you to do, you have a backyard?
Well, no, we just have a front yard.
Okay.
It's kind of like a yard, but it's not fenced.
Okay, well, obviously you have to walk her on a leash. What I'd like you to do is I would really like you at this point to maybe take a little of her mess and put it outside in that yard where you walk her. Take her poop. She's urinating out there already, so just take her poop, maybe just put it under a ½ inch and have the scent around the area in different locations. That's number one. Number two is every area where the dog has previously gone, it's imperative that you get rid of the scent. They're creatures of habit. How do you get rid of the scent? You need to use a stain and odor remover made specifically for pets because they contain enzymes where a lot of the others don't, and you can't use any product that contains ammonia because ammonia smells like urine, reinforcing the dog's ability to go in the house. So clean up all the areas properly, walk the dog, make sure you put some of his mess out there, tell your neighbors first that I don't think you're crazy, but put a little dirt and sand or sand over it or grass over it. That'll make the difference for you. Once he goes outside and he's not going inside because he's confined to watch for 2 or 3 days, I think you'll have the problem over and done with. But I want to tell you this right up front. Please, 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 and this goes to everyone out there who adopts an older dog. Bless you. I love you guys. You are the most amazing people in the world. But a lot of times these dogs have been passed from one bad home to another bad home. When I say bad, not necessarily abusive, but where people either ignored or didn't take the time to educate. And then the dog winds up at the shelter. Bless people like you, Penny, that took this dog in. Let me tell you, Huskies are incredibly bright, incredibly clean, so if you follow my advice, you should have this problem licked within 12 or 14 days. What I'm going to do is I got to move on, so I'm going to put you on hold, and the lovely Suzette's going to pick up. And Penny, I'm going to send you a copy of how to get your dog to do what you want. There's a great chapter in there specifically on housebreaking, whether it be a puppy or an older dog. But I want people to understand, and this is where my heart really goes in. You know, for years and years of my life, I spent shelter after shelter after shelter up and down the East Coast, all across America, when I was doing a lot of touring with my books. And it broke my heart. It just broke my heart. I can tear up now. It broke my heart to go into a shelter and see a 2-year-old dog. And we all know it breaks my heart when you see the senior dogs there and the senior cats. But to see a 2-year-old dog that may have had 3 or 4 homes put on a euthanasia list because every time he goes out, he's brought back into the shelter. Please, please, please understand these dogs when you adopt them. Give them some time to decompress. Give them some time to adjust. And I promise you, not only will I thank you, I don't know if you're spiritual or not, but God would thank you for saving this beautiful life that would have had no chance if it wasn't for you going into that shelter and matching up. So don't just negate the fact that just because the dog has a few issues when you first bring him home, give him some. Listen, my dogs had issues when I first brought him home. Molly and Willie. God knows what these poor guys went through when they were younger. Okay, and until I got them out of this very high-kill shelter. And it took me time, but I got to tell you, I'm going to melt now every time I talk about Molly and Willie. Amazing. You just have to be patient. If you can just be nearly as patient with your pets as they are with you, what a wonderful world this would be. Let's go to Elise in Granada Hills. Another Husky. Hi, Elise. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Warren. I am fostering a Husky currently. She's about 2 years old, and I know the problem out there. I see the problem out there with the shelter, so that's why I started fostering. She's actually my 12th dog right now. But she, all she wants is a friend, and I've given her the time to decompress. So I recently adopted a little dog that it looks a lot like, could be related to your Molly and Willie. And he's 6.5 months, and the two of them play together, and it's beautiful. I've only had the baby a week, and but I'm concerned about the baby's neck because when it started, she'd go for his neck a little bit more, and it's totally supervised. But I'm wondering, can I put like a stud collar on the neck or something just to...
No, because then the husky's going to associate pain with the other dog, and it's going to become more assertive and more aggressive.
Okay. So
What
what's
you
the
need to-
best way
what
to
you-
avoid...
what-
they're
what-
getting, over the course of the week, they've gotten so much... She's so much more gentle, the husky, and
Sure.
pushes the little one with the head, and the little one comes running back. I just worry about protecting the neck and the eyes.
Make sure the husky gets a lot of exercise. Make
Yes.
sure you keep her mentally stimulated. It's a 2-year-old dog, you said. So again, this
Yes.
dog, we don't know the background, but as you said, as a foster mom, you did give the dog the opportunity to decompress. So I would give it more exercise, and I would just, my 2 guys would play rough too, and I've had as many as 30 dogs at one time. So sometimes you just have to, when you're supervising, just say calm, easy, calm, easy. Let them go back to play. Calm, easy. You don't want to correct them, as I said, because that creates animosity, but just have to start working on the word calm. There's a lot, all my dogs know the word calm. Calm.
Okay.
Calm.
Now,
or chill
what's
out.
her name? Her name's Palm. Is that going to be a problem?
You might just want, pick another word. What's another word that we can use besides calm? Mellow. How's
Gentle
that?
or easy or...
Mellow out. Chill out. Use chill out. I use chill out with my dog sometimes. Chill out's
All
fine.
right. She's
All
very
right.
chilled out now because we do have to take a lot of walks with her. Oh, but after 2.5 months, she found a way out of my yard, so I can't leave her in my yard anymore.
Well, can't you fix the way she gets out?
I can't even figure out how she got out. There's 2 potential places, but one would be way up the hillside, and she would have had to scale a wall, and the other is a little retaining wall. So, how do we figure that out? Because
You're a foster mom. You're going to be taking dogs in. What I would do is I would either hire someone or get an estimate from someone who actually specializes in fences, and have them come to your yard, show them the areas where you think the dog's getting out, and they can probably come up with some ideas to prevent it.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So,
anyway, give those puppies a hug and a kiss. Give yourself one for me for all the great work that you're doing. Don't go anywhere. I'm going to put you on hold, and we're going to send you some Lucy pet food to get your pet started. We'll get to you, Marsha, in a minute. Great time to give me a call. You have a couple of open lines, pretty rare. I got hugs and kisses to give away, which I just gave away some Lucy pet food. I got some copies of my best-selling books, T-shirts. Great time to call me. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Come on, guys. Do you share secrets and tell secrets or have conversations with your dogs and cats? That's question number 1. And where are my cat people today? Are you going to sit there and take it? Are you going to sit there and take it that dogs make better pets than cats? You've been brainwashed. I'm telling you, where are my cat people? Come on out, support your cats out here. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752, 866-870-5752. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. I'm Warren Eckstein, and yes, you are listening to The Pet Show. He made me laugh more than anyone else in the world. We used to walk down the streets of New York together, sometimes on Saturday afternoon after we did a TV show together. Hey, we are back on The Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. We'll get to Marsha, Robert, and Rick in just a second. But first, I want to share this with you. A lot of people have the wrong way they look at this. Rewarding a dog for good behavior isn't always about food. There are other things your dog finds rewarding. In fact, in some cases, other things might be actually more rewarding than food, such as a particular tug toy or squeaky toy, your attention, a hug and a kiss interaction, or actually getting to chase the squirrel with you. Now, I know this sounds absolutely nuts to some people. I knew my dogs could never catch a squirrel. They could never catch a squirrel. But there were times where that's what they wanted to do. So I would actually go into the yard and chase the squirrel with them. Not encouraging them, but chase the squirrel with them. There are certain things, it's not always about food, so don't just think food. A hug and a kiss, playing with them, a special toy. And if you're going to use food, remember the terms I use, variable reinforcement. They don't get food all the time, sometimes yes, sometimes no. No rhyme or reason as to when they're going to get that reward, and you'll get the response. But sometimes you get more with a hug and a kiss than you do with a biscuit. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let's go to Marsha in La Cañada. Hey, Marsha, welcome to the show.
Hi. And please give my whatever the prize would be to wherever you want to donate it.
I appreciate that. I will donate it in your name to a local rescue.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'll just answer your question. Dogs, cats. You know, I've had both, and every one is an individual depending on whatever their background is, but also in whatever the breed is or anything. But they're all individuals. I've had cats that are more playful than dogs. So
there you go. That's exactly my point.
Following me around more than a dog would. So it's all individual, and it's how they. I think a lot is how they've been treated, and then how you treat them. But actually, I had a few little different questions, but one is more individual for my own little dog.
I see one of your own questions. Let me just stop you for a second. Let me stop you for a second, okay? I see that your question to me is basically, in terms of the individual animals, you're absolutely right. But you said to me I'm looking at my computer, Suzette wrote, what tips for people who cannot afford artificial turf? Is that part of it?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear. The issue I wanted to discuss was kind of related to, the heat issue here. I think you're in there. And then also the flea issue. I bought the special medication type that you put between their.
Yeah.
It's a copy of Frontline, I guess.
All right, let me. Marie, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me answer. I don't want to run out of time, so let me answer a couple of questions for you. Number one, in terms of the hot weather, it's not inexpensive to put artificial turf down. Not everyone can do that. I understand that. But even before I put the artificial turf down, for 20 minutes before I would let Molly or Willie out, I would hose down the entire backyard. I would go out there barefoot myself first, just to make sure it wasn't too hot. But at the same time, what I would try to do is schedule them so that would go out before it got really hot, and it would go out after it started cooling down, either later in the evening or early in the morning. So that's the best way to do it in terms of that. Now, in terms of what else you said specifically about the dogs and cats being individuals, you're absolutely right. I got to move on, so I'm going to put you on hold. No, I'm not going to put you on hold. I'm going to let you go, but bless you for your call. I appreciate it, because I'm going to donate whatever gift I was going to give you to a local rescue, and I do appreciate that phone call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. We are going to, let's go to Robert in Riverside. Hey, Robert, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hello, Warren. How you doing?
A little warm, but other than that, doing great, Robert. How about yourself?
Okay, I am 2 months into what we consider 8 to 10 month old Belgian Malinois that was found and we cannot find the owner of. So she's mine now. And
well, let me stop you. Belgian Malinois. I had a lot of experience working with the Belgian Malinois as well as the Tuverins when I was stationed in Europe, doing a lot of Schutzen work and ring sport work with them. It breaks my heart, literally. It breaks my heart what an incredible breed of dog it is. But now, because they're being used by the military and they're being used by police departments and doing fabulous work, believe me, I know. The bottom line is that they're winding up at shelters and rescues all across the country. A day does not go by where in my emails or text I'm not getting something from either Texas or Florida or Arizona or California or Maine talking specifically about a Malinois that's either at a shelter or doesn't have a home. So I wish people would understand that maybe it's not the breed for them before they just go out and say, this is the dog I want. It's a great dog and a great breed, provided you have the time and the patience to educate it properly and make sure it gets a tremendous amount of mental stimulation. Sorry I went off on a tangent. So what's your question for me?
Well, you're exactly right. I've done a lot of reading online, and they demand a lot of attention. Very smart. I have another dog, an older black lab. They get along great. Of course, the black lab gets a little tired at times, like, I've had enough. Leave me alone. It's been hot lately, and, working in this heat and then coming home. I'm not giving her a lot of walks. We do have a really good yard, and she seems to... It's funny you brought up the squirrel that your dog couldn't catch, because my Malinois got one about 4 days ago.
Oh, that's a Malinois. But let me stop you for a second. In terms of exercise, do you have a staircase in your house?
No.
Is there a staircase around? An indoor staircase you can use. You know, my first book I wrote, I wish I could reach it, but I can't reach back. It's called Pet Aerobics. It was an exercise book for dogs and cats. In fact, it got 4 pages in People magazine. They call me the Jane Fonda of the dog world, but believe me, I was not thrilled about being called Jane Fonda as a veteran, but the bottom line is it was a great book. And the story is that in that book, I talk about what you can do to exercise your dog. And I was working in New York City at the time, so a lot of my listeners were working, I lived in apartments. So there, you know, if it's cold, if it's rainy, if it's too hot, staircase sprints up and down, dancing with your dog. You can teach your dog to do push-ups and sit-ups. It's all in the, I'm just telling you, the book's out of print, so I'm not pushing the book. But the thing to remember is that just because you can't give him the exercise outside, you cannot create exercises inside.
Yeah, I kind of do mental stimulation inside with her, but it's not. I'm rather rural where I'm at, and I have a big yard, and it seems like her job is to patrol the yard, and anything that comes in, she doesn't want in there, which is fine.
Yeah, but when was the last time you went in? I got to break some, but when was the last time you went in your backyard on all fours and looked at your backyard and found out just how boring your backyard is? You have a breed of dog that is tremendous in terms of stimulation. I would set up an obstacle course in your backyard. I would set up something, you know, in the backyard, a tether ball, things for her to jump over, things for her to crawl under. Okay. Don't waste that intelligence. Take that same energy and focus it in a positive direction rather than worrying about how do I correct it in the future. Great breed of dog, and I'm telling you, they're amazing.
I did take her out last week and let her off leash in a rural area, and she did great. My actual call is, though, regarding, I guess you call it reactivity. I've taken her on the leash, I got her in the truck, and I try to drive her around and socialize her. I'll tell you, she's great with people, great with kids. She sees another dog, she goes ballistic.
Well, then you haven't trained her properly.
Right.
That's what you need to do. In other words, the fact that she's going... Yeah, great. I want you to work on the training, but the fact that she's going after other dogs, in other words, this is something you're going to confront on a regular basis. But I got to tell you, take a look at any Malinois belonging to a police department, belonging to military or professional trainers. Those dogs are around other dogs all the time, on top of other dogs, and they get along fine. It's all a matter of exposure and training. Now, a quick question, then I got to really break before Alex throws something at me.
Okay.
A quick question for you. You said the dog is how old now?
She just went into her first heat, and the vet said 8 to 10 months.
She's a baby. Start your training now. Start your training and socialize, and when you're done socializing, socialize some more. But start your training, make sure it's positive.
Positive, with love, not yelling, not smacking.
You know what? Let me do this. I got to move on, Rob, with love, hugs, and kisses. I'm going to put you on hold, Rob, and I'm sending you a copy of How to Get Your Dog to Do What You Want. But I also want you to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. I don't make a penny on my YouTube channel. I put everything there for free, and the reason for that is there's a lot of opportunity for you guys to take a look at some of the tips I put up there. So I want you to check out youtube.com, some great tips on training as well. A quick break before Alex yells at me, then right back to your phone calls. Listen. On the Pet Show, let me get to Rick here in El Segundo. Hey, Rick, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren. My wife and I have had guinea pigs for 17 years. One of our guinea pigs died, so we got a baby, and the other guinea is big, and the little guy's little, and he's getting bullied, and so we put him in 2 cages, but we had other guineas that live together, so what can we do to stop the bullying?
First of all, the fact that you have them in the cages is not a great idea. What I'd like you to do is go out and get yourself a kiddie pool. Not to be a big one, but a kiddie pool. They can't go over the sides of kiddie pools. I've had guinea pigs my whole life, so they can't go over the sides of those. What you need to do is put a lot of stuff to really encourage the guinea pig to kind of explore, the older guinea pig. Once you get that and he can explore a little bit in there, then you can take the younger guinea pig, obviously while you're observing it, and put him in there as well. I think the fact that when they're confined like that, they just focuses directly on each other rather than focusing on new things. And whenever you add a new pet into an environment, one of the best ways to do it is by distracting the pet that's already been there a little bit so they're not totally focused 100%. So have you had kiddie pools for your guinea pigs before?
No, but we have a independent cage. We put them on the linoleum floor.
Yeah, I'm telling you, those kiddie pools are absolutely amazing. They love it. You can play it. They play in there. I've had, as many as 6 or 8 guinea pigs. My favorite guinea pig of all time was my guinea pig named Oreo, obviously a black and white guinea pig. But they're absolutely amazing. People don't realize how many different varieties. Abyssinian guinea pigs, Siamese guinea pigs. Yeah. Some guinea pigs need to be groomed. My guinea pig walked on a little leash and harness. People don't realize that they can be trained. They're amazing animals. They really are. You don't hear too many. I don't get too many guinea pig questions because I guess they're so well behaved. I'm trying to think what I can send you for your guinea pigs, Rick, but I don't know. Oh yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Go ahead.
And one thing, they're very particular on the chewing piece of thing to chew, to gnaw their teeth down. They're very particular, and they're getting harder and harder to find.
Well, you just want to make sure that whatever you find, if you're giving them something from like your backyard or something from the woods, you want to make sure that it hasn't been sprayed with any type of toxin or chemicals. That's critical.
We get this from the pet store.
Okay, so you're getting the ones that are non-toxic. They're already non-toxic when you buy them. I would also try to make sure you find ones, I hate to say this, but I'm a patriot, made in the USA.
Amen.
There you go. Anyway, Rick, I got to move on. I'm going to put you on hold. I don't have any treats for guinea pigs, but I'm sending you a T-shirt that says, "None of my friends walk upright." Hey, by the way, great time to give me a call. We got some open lines, pretty rare here. We got a whole other hour to go. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA. Everyone that calls in will get a fabulous gift for their dog or cat. I still got hugs and kisses to give away, which I'm going to do a commercial for in a moment. I have kitty lickies to give away, and I have doggy lickies to give away. Copies of my books you just heard me give away, those T-shirts that say "None of my friends walk upright," all natural flea spray, Lucy pet food. Everyone that calls in will get a great gift for their dog or cat. You have to tell them I sent it to you. You can tell them you went out and bought it yourself. The phone number here, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a quick break, then we'll get back to some calls. Really important topics coming up in the next hour, especially if you live with a cat. You have been duped. You have been brainwashed into thinking that your cat's not as smart or as good as a dog. I want to hear from some cat people out there as well. Also, we're going to talk about why your dogs need their personal space. 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get through to the Pet Show. All right, let me tell you with that song. Great time to give me a call. I got a couple of open lines that are pretty rare here. I want to talk about this. I'll try to get to Shona and Bill. If I have to hold you over, I will. But I want to talk about this because I am sick and tired of cat guardians being duped. One of my best-selling books for years was How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want. And for years, people would criticize me, people that have never had the opportunity to have been owned by a cat. People would criticize me and say, you can't train cats. Cats are not smart. Cats do what they want to do. Cats are not affectionate. As a matter of fact, I believe that cat guardians and most people have been totally brainwashed in terms of understanding our cat friends. And here's why. I hear it over and over again. Cats are less trainable. I remember when I was training David Letterman's 2 dogs, Bob and Stan. He said, "Warren, you can't train cats." I brought my rescued feral cat, Mowdy, on the show. Dave shut up after that when I had my cat responding the way he, not 100%, but enough of a response. I did the same thing when I was doing Regis and Cat. Remember Regis and Cat Lee? I remember doing their show for 15 years. I remember Regis saying, "Warren," I wish I could imitate his voice. "Warren, you're crazy. You're nuts. Cats can't do anything." And he had 2 cats, by the way, which I helped him educate and train a little bit. And he changed his whole attitude about cats after that. I think they were Persian cats, if I'm not mistaken. And again, I brought cats on the air and had them respond. So again, people say cats are independent. Cats are aloof. Cats are less affectionate. Cats are less trainable. They need respect. So we're going to break for the hour. When I come back, Shona and Bill, you'll be my first 2 calls. But I want my cat guardians out there, and I'll repeat this in the next hour. I want my cat, will you help me out? Will you let my audience know that I'm not nuts, that people that live with cats, people that are cat guardians, their pets are just as affectionate, just as smart, not aloof, not less trainable as dogs. Give me a call. Cats need public relations. That's what I'm here to do today. So give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Plenty of time for your calls, a whole other hour. I got kitty lickies to give away, Lucy pet food, dog or cat food to give away, hugs and kisses for your dog or cat. Plenty of time for your calls, lots of great stuff to give away. We're going to break for the top of the hour and come back, answer all your questions. But come on, cat people, help me out here. Am I crazy, or are cats do they make just as good pets as dogs do? Give me a call, 866-870-5752. Quick break, then right back to your phone calls. By the way, when we break, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. And if you love your dogs and your cats, I'm assuming you do, and want to find out why they behave certain ways or how to resolve issues, whether it be jumping, humping, digging, scratching, cat's not using a litter box, doesn't get along with another cat, dog doesn't come back when you call them, chewed your favorite shoes, cat scratched your favorite chair, peed on your bed. You get the idea. If you have a question about your dog or cat, or just want to share a comment about how good your dog or cat is, great time to give me a call. If you're new to the Pet Show, let me just remind everyone that if you call in and get to talk to me live on the air, you will, not you, but your pet will get a great gift. Many of the items I give away worth as much as $25, $35, even $40. So if you have a question or a comment about your pet or just want to brag a little bit, great time to give me a call. The question of the day on the Pet Show is, do you share secrets and have private conversations with your pets? I do. How about you? And I also want to hear from my cat guardians out there. Every week I read articles from people talking about how dogs are better pets, how dogs are smarter, how dogs are this and dogs are that. I work with both, and I don't think there's anyone that loves dogs and cats as much as I do. But the bottom line is, yeah, they're different. That doesn't make one more intelligent than the other. How would a dog do in a cat world? How would a cat do in a dog world? So if you think like I do that you've been duped, people have been brainwashed, and cats are not as independent as people say they are, they're not aloof, they're not less affectionate, they're not less trainable, give me a call. I'd love to hear from you, and maybe I'll send your fuzzy little feline a great gift. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. That's 866-870-5752. Just before I get to the phone lines here, and I'm going to get to you, Bill, Ricardo, Shona, I want to share this with you. I wrote this up this week, and I'm going to be putting it up on my YouTube channel, which again, you should be responding and should be subscribing to. It's free, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Listen to me carefully. I put a lot of work into this. You know, dogs, just like humans, enjoy their personal space. And when another dog steps into their personal space bubble, uninvited, it can feel like an invasion of privacy. There are actually 1, 2, 3, 4 types of dogs I kind of categorized. I spent some time at a local dog park watching dogs this week, and I didn't have to do that. I knew what I was going to talk about, but I just wanted to reinforce my own feelings. Now, you may have the over-friendly dog. What does that mean? These are often dogs who are social butterflies and genuinely assume that other dogs share their eagerness to greet and meet. Not always the case. Then you have the young, inexperienced dog. Puppies and juvenile dogs often have no sense of personal space. They'll readily romp up to other dogs and may ignore the other dog's tense body language. And number 4, how many people have what they call the canine Tarzans out there? Some dogs are simply quite rambunctious by nature, and they may be socially illiterate. They seem to fail to understand that not all dogs appreciate their invasive approaches. And then you have the bullying dog. The bullying dog. What is the bullying dog? The bullying dog is the dog that thinks that everything at the dog park belongs to him, and he's going to take it no matter what. So if your dog fits into one of those categories, give me a call. Again, that number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. That is the way to get to. And as I said, I got hugs and kisses to give away, Lucy Pet Food, copies of my best-selling books, kitty lickies, doggy lickies, natural flea spray, 866-870-KRLA. or LA, that is the way to get through. Let me start out in Westchester right now. Let me go to my friend Bill. Hey, Bill, welcome to the Pet Show.
Hey, Warren, how are you doing? Good.
I could not be better, Bill. How about yourself? How are you doing?
I'm wonderful. Thank you for taking my call. You guys are so good. We've been listening to you for years now, and every time you send a gift like Gibson is my dog, and I've called about Gibson several times. He's 16 now, and he's still in great shape. But we got the hugs and kisses during the week, and it's just wonderful. He loves them.
Well, I'm glad he's enjoying them. He's going to be healthier for it.
Oh, he is. He always is. Every time he loves. He just always responds to him really well. He kind of has. I call them power surges. He gets power surges after he has his hugs and kisses.
That's like me. That's like me with a yoo-hoo. Give me a yoo-hoo and I go crazy.
There you go. You get power surges. I understand. I just I knew that you moved from L.A. and we're in the middle of doing the same thing. My wife and I live by Santa Monica, close to LAX, and it's just it's unlivable anymore. So we're in the same position you were in. But where in Arizona? Did you move to the Phoenix area?
Yeah, I'm in the Phoenix area. I had a second home in Sedona for many years, and there's no place more beautiful than Sedona. However, to be honest with you, having had a second home there for 13 years, I did not find it a particularly, I know this goes against everything you hear, I didn't find it a particularly friendly place. I remember I helped, a lot of people don't realize, but I spent a lot of time at Ground Zero after 9/11. I was called in by the New York Police Department Canine Unit to work with them because of my expertise. So when I was living in Sedona, I was able to work with the mayor there, and we actually got an actual piece of the World Trade Center as a monument sent to Sedona that's sitting there. But I left Sedona kind of not feeling as calm as you think you would feel. Beautiful place, the mountains, the country's beautiful. From my personal opinion, though, I'm a New Yorker. I need people I can talk to. I need people that I can talk to around me. That's enough about Sedona. Yes, I'm in the Phoenix area. I love it here. The heat doesn't bother me. Let's face it. My house is air conditioned. My car's air conditioned, and Costco's air conditioned. What else does a human being need?
A friend of ours lives in Ahwatukee, which is kind of a suburb around the
yeah. I think that's on the east. The east. I'm in the West Valley. I think that's kind of the East Valley. Anyway, I love Arizona. I love the people here. Yeah. So far, I'm in, and the heat doesn't really bother me. So I'm really enjoying it. So what's your question for me there?
Okay, so I have a cat, and he is just incredible. He is just so different. He's got so many different parts of a personality and his idiosyncrasies. He talks all the time, and we have conversations all the time. when we picked him up, he was we found him in a long line of shopping carts. Somebody had dumped him and locked him into the shopping carts. So we took him out of the shopping carts, brought him to the shelter, and said, keep him for a couple of months. Maybe somebody did lose him. We went back to the shelter, and the shelter said, you got to take this cat. I said, why? What's going on? The woman says he is the most talkative cat. Every time somebody comes in the door, he just starts talking. Meow, 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 meow. And she goes, I'm going crazy. You got to take him. So,
I'm kind of listening to you talk, and I love listening to you talk. But it sounds to me like you enjoy talking as well, Bill. So I'm assuming maybe the cat's taking on your personality.
Yeah, probably. But he's got one idiosyncrasy that's really crazy. We have a house in Lake Isabella, Kerrville, which is up in the Low Sierras. And when he's at home, he refuses to use his kitty box, his litter box. He has to go outside and do his business. When we go up to the mountains, he's an outdoor cat up there, too. He kind of wanders around the property, doesn't go too far away. We have, coyotes and stuff, and he's been dealing with that for the last 15 years that we've had him. He's never been attacked, and he knows enough to stay away from snakes, believe it or not, and stuff like that. But when he goes up to the mountains, he uses his litter box. When he's at home, he refuses.
All right, here's the deal. Number one, I'm going to help you out. But first of all, I'm going to yell at you, okay? 15-year-old cat 15-year-old cat should not be outside anywhere by itself. I don't care how many years it lived with coyotes, how many years it lived with snakes. A 15-year-old cat should be kept indoors. That's the bottom line, unless you're walking him on a leash and all. That's number one. Number two, this is an easy problem to resolve. What I want you to do is the next time you guys go up to the mountains, what I want you to do is take the litter box from there, take some of the dirty litter in a plastic bag, put it in the trunk so your drive is a little bit easier, put it in the trunk, take the litter box from up there and bring that into the home down here, and take that dirty litter, put it in the box so he associates that. Now, if in fact he's only going on the grass outside here, what you may want to do is also take a second litter box besides the one I just talked about and take some dirt and grass from your yard and put it in the second litter box and put it alongside the other litter box. Let him choose which way he wants. If he goes on a dirt and grass, that's great. You can start adding a little bit litter and he'll get the idea. If he's using the other litter box, that will help him get the idea as well. So put those two litter boxes maybe a foot apart from each other, one with grass and dirt from your backyard, one from the soil litter box in wherever you are in Lake Isabella. Put those together and you should be absolutely fine.
Well, we have 2 bathrooms in our house, so he may as well have 2 bathrooms too.
Of course. Who wants to wait in line? I don't want to see a cat crossing his legs waiting to go to the John. No, you're absolutely right. Great call, by the way, and you're 100% on target. People that take the time to be with their cats, people that take the time to spend with their cats, people that take the time to socialize with their cats. I'm not bragging here, okay, but I had 27 cats at one time. 27 cats at one time. Now, my friends over at Delta Rescue, Leo, I'm going to talk about because they got a brand new YouTube channel, Leo Grillo.
Love him.
He's a great. They just actually did this. They have a brand new YouTube channel, youtube.com/Leo Grillo Animal Rescuer. youtube.com/Leo Grillo Animal Grillo. I think the first 2 just went up this week. It's amazing. We were chatting the other day. So he has although so many rescue cats there, and they're not all bosom buddies, but they all accept each other. They get along with each other, and little by little you can accomplish it. Anyway, I got to move on, Bill. I'm not sending you a thing, Bill. Let me know when you get to Arizona. I'm going to donate your gift to a local rescue because I've sent you stuff in the past, and I appreciate that phone call. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number, 866-870-5752. That is the way. I understand that people always say to me, I want to get my cat to experience the outside. It's no different than walking on the streets. I used to love, when I grew up in New York City, I know you couldn't tell because of the way I talk. When I grew up, I would walk down the streets of New York City. I hung out the entire 60s. I hung out in Greenwich Village. Cafe Wah, Cafe A Go-Go. That was my hangout. And I felt safe. And it was crazy times back then. Would I hang out there now? I don't think so. And I think it's different for our cats as well. It's, maybe years ago it was a little different, but now having your cats outside and letting them roam loose between coyotes and stray dogs and crazy people, I don't think it's a good idea. Hey, the phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA. Speaking of cats that don't get along, Shona will take you when we come back. We'll go to Ricardo. He has a German Shepherd that likes to wrestle with him when he walks. And we have Eric, who I want to talk to because he has positive things to say about his cat. Thank goodness. Great time to call me. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-5752, 866-870-KRLA. That is the way to get through. When we come back, I told you guys many times that the first dog ever to be trained to sniff out epilepsy was trained by me for a woman who lived in the great state of Massachusetts, just outside of Boston, and I trained the dog. This has to go back, I don't know, 73, 74, maybe 75. And now dogs are being used for a lot more than sniffing out diabetes. We'll talk about that, continue answering all of your pet and animal questions. Lots of great stuff to give away. The phone number, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Let me take a break, then we'll get right back to your phone calls. People Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. We're going to get to you, Eric. Be patient with me. We'll get to you, Ricardo, in just a couple of minutes. Great time to give me a call, though. I'm surprised. I didn't hear from my cat people out there. I guess you just accept the fact that people think dogs are smarter, dogs are better, dogs are more trainable, dogs are more affectionate, dogs aren't aloof like cats. I guess you agree with that. I disagree with it 100%. I think cats are just as smart, just as social as dogs are. But I guess my cat people don't think that way. If you do, give me a call, 866-870-KRLA, and some kitty lickies will be on the way for your favorite feline, 866-870-5752, 870-KRLA. I was going to have my engineer, Alex, come on and talk about his cats, but he's too shy. Not shy talking to me, but shy talking about his cats. Let's take another phone call right now. Let's go to Shona first. Take you guys in order. Shona in Long Beach. Hi, Shona. Welcome to the Pet Show.
Hi there. This is a long overdue call. Let me start with I am a cat and a dog people, and I can vouch for cats being equally as smart and trainable as dogs. But that's not why I called. For financial reasons, I have a roommate. We lived together for about 4 years. About 2.5 years ago, I trapped cats to try and get them home to people who have lost their pets. And one of the cats that I trapped ended up being mine. He was under a year old. My roommate has a cat, and I had a cat. My cat is older. Her cat is older. So this guy comes in, and the first thing that he did, the little one that I trapped and brought in and got to keep, he took off after my roommate's cat, whether it was in an angry way or if he was just playful, we're not sure. But since then, my roommate's cat now, she's not playing, and we cannot let them bump into each other because she will try and kill him. He's
all right, let me just stop you for a second, okay? A lot of things going on here. A lot of different things going on here. Number one is, excuse me, and please take this the right way. How would you feel if another person moved into your home, used your makeup, your dishes, your bathroom, and was aggressive towards you from the minute they came in? What would your reaction be? Your reaction would be no different than the reaction of your roommate's cat. So what we need to do right now is, first of all, the first thing we need to do is desensitize your roommate's cat to your cat. And the second thing we need to do is counter-condition your roommate's cat so the cat understands that around the other cat is a positive, not a negative. Sounds great, right? But here's how you do that. Number one, I'm sure you've done some scent swapping with the cats. If not, it's not too late to do that. Number two, what I would do, if possible, I would make sure that you spend time with your roommate's cat after spending time with your cat, and your roommate spends time with your cat after spending time with her cat. I want the scent to be on you as well. That will help desensitize her cat to the assertive behavior. Number two, within the home environment, you have to make it as fascinating as you possibly can. You got to get their focus off each other and on brand new things coming in the house every day, i.e. cardboard boxes, paper bags, those type of things, organic plants in the household. You heard me say before, I had 27 cats at one time. And if you would have come into my house, it was like Tarzan lived there. But again, the thing that you need to understand is because they've had, and they learn through association, cats do, as well as dogs. So the association from the minute they met each other was aggressive. And now, I don't know, how long ago did they meet each other for the first time?
It was, let's see, they had been around each other for about a year and a half when the kitten was a year old. I moved away for a year, and I just got back a couple of months ago, and we tried to reintroduce them again together. And I will say, first of all, I don't know what the sense walking is, but also I do, because I love every cat. I don't care if it's mine, yours, his, hers, whatever. So I do spend time, and I do let them smell my hands when I pet each other. My roommate is gone a lot, so I don't. She has helped me out with my cats, but I don't know that she's petting and doing the petting her cat, petting my cats, and then letting them smell the hands. I don't know about that, but we can definitely work that in.
Here's what scent swapping is all about. Okay, scent swapping is cats and dogs for that matter, their sense of smell is more important than any of their other senses, okay? So scent swapping, when you're introducing one cat to another cat, the best way to do that is get the scent of the one cat and put it on a paper, on a washcloth or a stuffed animal, and take that, and then you take that and you rub it on the other cat, and vice versa. So now both cats are living with the scent of each cat on them without the cat being around. So they're really, really adjusting themselves to the scent at this point. That's not the only
So
resolution.
I'm taking whatever object I got with the scent of my cat and actually rubbing it against my roommate's cat, not just
there you go,
it in there,
and the same thing with the roommate's cat on your cat.
Right.
Had you done that at the beginning, we wouldn't be having this phone call right now. But that's step number one. And then when your roommate is back and you have the opportunity to kind of work together for an hour or so, or 20 minutes, or whatever, if you can have your cat sitting on one side of the couch while you're holding him, and your roommate sit on the other side where they're holding, when they ignore each other for 10 seconds, that's enough for that day. Move on. That's all you need to. Little by little, they will come around. Are they ever going to be bosom buddies? I can't guarantee that, but they will tolerate each other. Let me do this. And again, I write about this extensively in my books, Building Up the Self-Image, the First Pet Psychology. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put you on hold, and the lovely Suzette is going to pick up. And I'm going to send you a copy. It really is my favorite book, How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, because so many people misunderstand cats and they don't understand the concept of building up their self-confidence, and cats have a self-image. So I'm sending you a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want, and I appreciate that phone call. And thank you for being the cat lover that you are. Let me take a break. When we come back, we're going to get to Ricardo, and then we have, after Ricardo, we have Eric, we have Star, who wants to stick up for cats. All right, we'll get to your calls right after this. The phone number here at the Pet Show, 866-870-KRLA, 866-870-5752. Please, everyone out there, I want you to listen to me very, very carefully. Speaking of cats that I adore, we are back on the Pet Show. I'm Warren Eckstein. That phone number, 866-870-KRLA. Ricardo, we're going to go to you in a second. Star and Eric, don't go anywhere. I'm going to get to your calls, I promise. Before I do that, though, I started earlier in this hour talking about the fact that I trained the first dog to be able to detect epilepsy before it actually took place in a human. And I said the woman, I forget her name now, going back to 76, 75, 74, who remembers exactly what year. Anyway, the bottom line is now it's a whole different ballgame. I wish I was a little bit younger and doing it all again, because here are some of the diseases now dogs are being used to detect. How about bladder cancer? How about Parkinson's disease? How about malaria? How about epileptic seizures, which is common now? Low blood sugar and diabetics. I'm telling you, it's absolutely incredible. One day you're going to go to your doctor's office and the test you're going to be is legitimately a dog scan or a cat scan. And I mean a dog scan or a cat scan literally. By the way, this is something that most people don't know. You know, my specialty in terms of training was teaching dogs to sniff out incendiary bombs and narcotics. So when it comes to a dog's nose, I know the nose. Here's something a lot of people don't understand. You know, we smell something with our nostrils. Dogs' nostrils work independently. They work independently, which means they can investigate scents a lot better than we can. Just something I wanted to share with you guys. I wrote it up this week. Bottom line is, they can, I'm telling you, we are just touching the base. We know how we love our dogs. We know how we love our cats, and we're finding out how much they love us and how much they can literally keep us healthy. Let me go to Ricardo, and then we're going to go to Star, and then we're going to go to Eric. But Ricardo right now in L.A. Hey, Ricardo, welcome to the show.
Hello there. I called you about my German Shepherd, my old German Shepherd. You had great answers. So I have the perfect dog. He's incredible, except that when I'm walking him with other dogs, he'll be fine if I stop and talk to somebody, or he'll just start pulling on his leash and grabbing it and wanting to wrestle and, pull me like, let's go. And I just would like that to stop. There's 99 things that are great about him, but that's the only one
How old is your dog, Ricardo? I know it's a German Shepherd, but how old?
2.5.
2.5 years. And you've had him how long?
About a year and a half.
Okay. Do you know his background at all?
No. He was in the pound for 4.5 months.
Let me tell you,
he gets along with every single dog. It's amazing. He's the most social dog I've ever had. I'm gonna put my years of training, my animal psychologist hat on. And this dog right now is basically what we call going through latent psychological behavior. What do I mean by that? In his head,
He's a teenager. He's going through his teenage years, even though he's older than that. Okay, so what very often happens if a dog doesn't have the opportunity to go through the 4 stages of growth like normal dogs do, very often when they come out, even though they're older and they've been around a little bit longer, they have never fulfilled going through all those stages. So you're dealing with a bit of a juvenile here, which is a lot of fun, and I love that kind of, I love that part of him. So what you need to do is, I would take something with you. Obviously, he's an oral dog, and he likes to have things in his mouth, okay? Whether it be a leash. What I would do is I would take a toy with you, one specific toy that he only has the opportunity to have when you go for a walk with him. So when you go for a walk with him, before he grabs anything, let him carry that toy around. Let him get excited about having that in his mouth. When he does, if he does drop it and go to grab the leash, the worst thing you can do is overreact to that. Don't stop. Continue walking, continue walking, continue walking. Because if you start wrestling with him back and forth, now you're playing with him like another dog, and why should he stop? This is the way dogs play. So to continue walking is absolutely the way to go at this point. But again, giving him, see, so many people want to correct the dog. You know, I was going to share this with you later, but let me just share this with you. This I wrote on my YouTube channel. It's funny, I have it right in front of me. Shifting our training from waiting for bad behavior to looking for good behaviors, and then being able to tell our dogs they got it right, creates a stronger relationship and a dog who is trying to get you to say yes. So in other words, that's where I want you to be. This is not that crazy a problem. So rather than correct the dog for something he's not doing wrong, let's kind of distract him into something that's more convenient for you, such as holding a special item when you take him for a walk. And I think that's going to make a big difference for you. But just make sure you don't give him that.
Because
go ahead.
We'll be walking. He's such a good boy, and I'll tell him, I'll go, good boy, and then he acts up. So I quit telling him that.
Well, yeah, some dogs, because in other words, you have to take it. Look, my dogs are the same way. If a dog had not received that much praise or that much attention for its entire puppyhood, and you got him at 1.5 years old already, and he probably was never given a lot of praise and attention. All I got to do is smile at my dogs, and it's like they hit the lottery. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So the praise, the constant praise, of course they're going to get real excited. So use a mellow praise. Just mellow down your praise a little bit. Anyway, that's what I want you to do. I think you're absolutely fine. It sounds to me like your relationship with the dog. What's the dog's name? Luke, I love that name. Great dog, and bless you for adopting him. But this is, again, I was talking about the Malinois before. 25% of dogs at shelters across America are purebred dogs, if that be what you want. Now, I'm not...
Yeah. He's amazing.
They were, you know, my dog Skylar. I don't Skylar anymore. I had Skylar for many, many years. Skylar Blue. We got him from German Shepherd, Westside German Shepherd Rescue. He was at a kennel covered in blue paint, and again, he was one of those dogs that never received any attention. He was one of those dogs that never. He was like the Peter Pan of the dog world. That's what we're dealing with, like the Peter Pan of the dog world. They just never grow up, and I love that part of him. But you know what? They don't have to fly like Peter. They can learn how to walk on all fours. Anyway, I'm trying to think of what I want to send you. Would you like a copy of the book, some hugs and kisses, or Lucy Pepper? I'm giving you a choice.
How about a T-shirt?
On its way, putting you on hold, and a T-shirt saying "None of my friends walk upright" is on its way. I love my listeners. You guys are absolutely the best. Even though I've been talking to you guys for almost 45 years, every time I do this show, I fall in love with you guys more. It's like we date every week. And the reason for that is because I can feel the passion. I can feel the love. I can feel the honesty. Even when you call me up and you have a problem with your pet, it's kind of like, before he was telling me about the problem, but he had to say to me, but he's 99% the perfect dog. That's how much we respect and love him. Great call, by the way, Ricardo. Give that pup, Luke, a big hug and a kiss for me. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. Let me take a quick break. When we come back, here's the deal. It's going to be Eric, then it's going to be Star, and then it's going to be Carmen. 866-870-KRLA, the phone number. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. Back to the busy phone lines here. Hey, grab a pen and paper. You all know I do my national show after this. I'll give you that phone number in a little bit in case you're out there driving around and then have the opportunity to call. But right now, if you want to give me a call, the phone number here, 866-870-KRLA. Let me go to my friend Eric in L.A. Hey, Eric, welcome to the show.
Hey, Warren, thank you very much. Big fan. I grew up... my family used to raise dogs, show dogs, for many, many years. So I was.
What kind of dogs? What breed? What breed?
Pointers, Labradors, Golden Retrievers,
Right.
Wire Pony Griffons. So to go from that to a cat, it kind of fell into my best friend had cancer.
Sorry.
I was helping him out. Then I took his cat in for a while, and then at some point, he passed away. But before he passed, I used to drive his cat down to the hospice, and the cat was with me and everything else, and it was a bonding that was going on. Just a super cat, and about trainability. Did not know I could train cats. You kind of do little things while COVID's going on, and I kind of trained my cat because I don't like a messy litter box. So I trained my cat to let me know every time it does something in the litter box, and it gets a treat. So I have a clean litter box. The house smells great, and the cat is just awesome. He's just been a great cat.
I'm just sitting here. I'm just sitting here in awe of you, Eric. That your friend had cancer. No, really. I mean, a friend is a friend is a friend. But when your friend is down and out and had cancer, and you actually took his cat and brought his cat to the hospice to see your friend, you're going to make me tear up. But what an amazing friend you are, Eric. And I think, no, but I think from my perspective as a behaviorist, an animal behaviorist, not a human behaviorist, from my perspective, someone who has that much of a heart for people also has that much of a heart for animals. I mean, people always say, well, Warren, you love animals more than people. No, I love everything that lives. I love everything that lives and try to help what I can, when I can. And it sounds, Eric, like you're that same way.
Thank you. Oh, and going on cat sensing things, during the long drives, I had to drive all the way to Anaheim to the hospice. I didn't know at the time, but I had an ear infection. I was suffering from vertigo. And as I'm driving, the vertigo would start to hit. Well, the cat sensed that. The cat would distract me. And for some reason, the first time the vertigo hit, it was wild. Second time it started to hit, and ever since then, well, the cat is in the car with me. He would distract me. He would purr, he would make noises and everything else. I look at the cat, look back, and the vertigo would stop. So it was quite a few times until I got diagnosed. They treated me with antibiotics, got rid of the vertigo, but cats do know. I was shocked.
No doubt about it. One of the reasons I love doing the show, and I've been doing it for almost 45 years, is because people like you, Eric, make me feel normal again. It takes a lot of time. But it was a great call, by the way, and I'm sorry your friend passed on. I'm assuming, right?
What's that? Yeah, he passed away. Yeah.
And what did you take the cat at that point?
Yeah, he's here. He's my
God
cat
bless
now.
you.
He's my best friend.
God bless you.
So,
all right, so you have a choice now. I can send you Lucy cat food. I could send you kitty lickies. I could send you a copy of my cat book. Whatever you want is on its way to you, and I just adore you right off the bat.
Cat book.
On its way. I'm going to put you on hold. You're going to speak to the lovely Suzette. Be nice to Suzette. She's an incredible, incredible lady. And we're going to get a copy of How to Get Your Cat to Do What You Want out to you. I'm going to take a break. When we come back, Star, we're going to try to get to you. Carmel, try to get to you. If not, you'll be my first two calls. I'll give you another number. What a great call that was. I mean, that's why I do this show. I literally have the most incredible audience in the world. The love you guys have, the concern you guys have, the care you have, the loyalty you have. One of the most important things to me in my life, whether it be my friends, human, or my animal friends, the most important thing to me is loyalty. Loyalty. I want to know when things are going or things are down and out that my pets have my back or my friends have my back. And what an incredible call. What an amazing call. Let me take a quick break, then right back to your calls. I'm Warren Eckstein. This is The Pet Show. 1 or 2 minutes, but it goes to Washington, D.C., so be patient. Write this number down. That number is 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. Same type of show, give away the same gifts, but don't start calling till 1 o'clock, 877-725-8255. Hey, Star, welcome to The Pet Show.
Hi, Warren. This is Star. I wanted to call you and stick up for cats. I've had 13 dogs and 5 cats, and I have to say every single one of them have had their own individual personalities. Some of them spoke to me. I speak to them all. I've always spoke to my animals, and I just enjoy your show so much. You're so you're so helpful, and you've been in the business so long that you know all things to be able to help people with. And because of you, and I wanted to be a vet, worked with vets for several years. I have good animal training and background, but I'm known now as the whisperer in the neighborhood, and people come to me when they have their pet problems, and the cats especially. So thank you so much.
Every neighbor. Thank you. I think every neighborhood has someone like that. I mean, there was a guy in my neighborhood when I was growing up as a kid that he didn't rescue the animals, but he would save whatever animals he saw, and the kid, he would find the kids who bring them home and say, "Dad, Mom, can I have them?" And that's why I was growing up, no one came into my bedroom. No one came into my bedroom because they never knew if there was a rat, a snake, or what. God knows what was in there. Anyway, I got to move on. I see Star. It says to donate your gift, which I will do. Bless you for calling. Thank you so much. I appreciate the call and the compliments. Let me give you that number for the national show again. It starts at 1 o'clock. Be patient. Goes to Radio America, goes to hundreds of cities all over the country. Armed Forces Radio, write this number down, 877-725-8255, 877-725-8255. If you're not following me on YouTube, check it out. A lot of great stuff there. And it's all free, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein, youtube.com/Warren Eckstein. Until next week, thank Alex. Thank the lovely Suzette. Until next week, give all your pets a big hug and a kiss for you, one right between the ears for me. I'm Warren Eckstein. And once again, thank you for listening to